Now it's official, Street Fighter 6, the newest game in the series, is finally making its way to the Nintendo Switch 2. If you've been around my channel at all, then you know that I made this prediction just a few months ago.
You can just pretend that we're on the Nintendo Switch because, let's be honest, Capcom is not going to miss any opportunity to bring this game to the Switch 2.
But it wasn't really much of a prediction, it was really just common sense. Before we get to the video and what we can expect from SF6 on the Switch 2, do me a solid and hit the like button real quick. Street Fighter 6 came out in the middle of 2023 on PS4, PS5, and Xbox systems, not surprisingly skipping the Switch, a decision that maybe NetherRealm should also have made with Mortal Kombat 1, and we saw how that turned out. Capcom decided to wait for the Switch 2, and it looks like it's gonna pay off big time. We saw gameplay for Street Fighter 6 on the Switch 2, and it looks absolutely stunning. And in another twist that actually came as a little bit of a surprise to me is that Street Fighter 6 for the Switch 2 will include crossplay. I was of the impression that the Switch 2 was going to be closer to the PS4 in terms of raw power. We're also going to be getting Elden Ring, so that shows you roughly where the Switch 2 stands in terms of capabilities. This thing is going to be a beast. Now, we should temper our expectations at least a little bit, because while the Switch 2 is powerful, it still is not really going to be up to par with the PlayStation 5 Pro or even the PS5. But the good thing about that, in my opinion, is that it doesn't need to be. The time of graphics being what makes a system, that time is over and has been over since the PS4 generation. You can look at the PS5 Pro and see that visually, we're not making strides anymore, so the Switch 2 now is situated perfectly to be the ultimate system in terms of power combined with the handheld form and pricing as well. Some might say that it's expensive, but you can think of it as a handheld PS5 costing less than an actual PS5. And it's from Nintendo, so it actually is gonna have good games. SF6 on the Switch is also going to feature exclusive modes that make use of the Joy-Con systems, and even more exciting news is that it's going to be a launch title, so that definitely is going to be my first Switch 2 game. And if you look at this comparison here, the Switch 2 version of Street Fighter 6 actually has more detail than the Xbox Series S version. It does still lack detail compared to the PS5 and Xbox X, but this is actually still very surprising to me. I thought going in that the Switch 2 was going to be more comparable to the Xbox Series S and maybe even less capable, but I'm honestly very surprised by what I'm seeing here. These little details like the striations and the vascularity and reused muscles are completely missing in the Xbox Series S, but they're present in the Switch 2. Now maybe these are just bull shots and the actual Switch 2 version will look less detailed, but I hope not. I hope what we're seeing is what we're getting. Everything is going to be included, plus some exclusive features which probably no one will use, but at least they're there. We're also going to be getting some really cool amiibos. They were never really my thing, but cool for those who like them. This is a gameplay channel, so you already know that when the Nintendo Switch 2 releases, I'm going to be getting it day one. I'm already saving up, and SF6 is going to be my first game. I'm also going to be checking how Mortal Kombat 1 and other rough ports from the Switch 1, how they perform on the Switch 2. So stay tuned to the channel and subscribe if you want to be kept up to date with Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. We don't have too long to wait either. The system comes out June 5th. That's just 2 months away. I'm Switchblade, done.